Change is a difficult thing to embrace, and that is because change brings a lot of uncertainties. Today, I'll be talking about how to embrace change as a Christian. Hello, Lilas fam. Welcome to Let Your Light So Shine. My name is Monica, and I'm so glad to bring this video to you. More often than not, as Christians, we find it difficult to embrace change because we feel that this is how it has been done, and so we do not welcome change. But in this video, I'm going to show you the importance of welcoming change and how that plays out in bringing God's will to come to pass. Change is a difficult thing to embrace. Many human beings across the world, whether they are Christians or non-Christians, find it difficult to welcome change. And that is because change brings a lot of uncertainties. Change switches up everything that you have known all along, and it can be unpredictable. And that is why many people are uncomfortable with change. But do you know that even with the change that is happening around you, God is presenting himself to you and he's making his will come to pass? There are so many times in the Bible where we are told to behold that God is doing a new thing. God himself said it in the book of Isaiah that we should look and see that he's doing a new thing, because they had been in captivity for so long and they were now used to that unpleasant situation. God had to remind them that he could do something new and he could bring something good out of their situation. And so God was telling them, don't get too comfortable in this situation. Don't think that this is where your life ends. Don't think that nothing new can happen to you. Look and see that I am doing a new thing. And so if you're in a situation like that, or you're in an unpleasant situation, or you now have this life that you feel cannot change, cannot switch up, and nothing better can happen to you, God is saying that same thing to you. He is saying to you, look and see that I'm doing a new thing. Even when you don't notice it, God is doing a new thing. And that is what he's saying to us in today's message. Another part of the Bible where we see God tell us to embrace change was when he told Moses to speak to the rock. Remember that the people of Israel were in the wilderness for 40 years. And in the course of that time, God kept providing for them. He provided them with manna, he provided them with quail. Now in this instance, he provided them with water. But this was a second time when he was doing it through Moses. The first time he told Moses to hit the rock, and Moses hit the rock and it brought forth water. But the second time around, he told Moses to speak to the rock. But unfortunately, Moses did what he was used to doing, which was to strike the rock. And although the rock brought forth water, there were consequences to pay for Moses and for the Israelites, more so for Moses than the rest of Israel. Now, God is telling us to embrace change because the way he has been doing something over the years is not the only way through which he can do that thing for you. I hope you realize that God is not limited, because the very reason why many of us hold on to the old method, to the usual method of doing things, is because we feel that there is no better way of achieving that same result. But God is showing us and telling us that he has many ways of doing things. He has many ways of bringing forth miracles in your life. God has many ways of changing situations beyond what you can imagine. It's no wonder the Bible tells us that God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above and beyond everything you could ever imagine, ask for, dream of, want, or pray for. God is beyond limits. Now, if you're so fixated on the old way, it means you're not giving God room to show himself. You're not giving God room to prove himself. You're not letting God shine forth in your life. You are limiting God, and that's not okay. You should be able to welcome change. You should be able to embrace change. You should have an open heart that is willing to accept whatever God brings in whatever form, through whatever format, through whatever medium, because God is not limited by space, by time, by people, by whatever it is. God is not limited by location. He can do anything with any of the many resources that he has available to him. Remember that the earth is the Lord's and its fullness thereof. It means that not only is this earth God's earth, but everything that is in it is at his disposal. Everything that is in the world is available to God to use to make his will come to pass in your life and in my life. And one person we need to imitate is David. I've talked about David on this channel. I'll put the link of that video in the description of this video so that you can go and watch it and learn more about David. We need to imitate David for several reasons. The most important reason is that every time a new development came up, David went back to God to say, God, what's next? How do I handle this? Do I still go about it the former way, or do I do it a new way? Tell me what to do. David always went back for new marching orders. He never assumed that he knew all of God's ways. He never assumed that how God did it the former time is how he will do it now, or how he will do it in the future. He always gave God room to express his fullness, to express his power, and to express his sovereignty. And that is the same thing we need to do as Christians. We don't have to limit God in our minds to think that if God does not do it now, or he doesn't do it through the usual method, then God cannot achieve it. God can do whatever, using whatever, at any point in time, through whatever medium. And you must be open to that. If you have been scared of embracing change, you need to know that God wants you to welcome change, because change is where God shows you that his wonders, his powers are not limited. God does his miracles through change in ways that you cannot imagine. God shows you that he's omnipotent. He shows you that he's all-powerful. He shows you that he's unlimited. He shows you that he's awesome, and that all that he can do is beyond your wildest imaginations. Remember that the Bible tells us that God's ways are not our ways. God's thoughts are not our thoughts. And God's power is bigger than we can ever imagine. God is mightier than we can ever peg him or imagine him. So don't limit God in your thinking. Don't limit God in your methods. Don't think that God cannot do more than what you're used to. God is able to break the limits, to break the barriers, to break the methods, and to do something new. And I hope that God does something new in your life today. If this message has blessed you, please drop a comment below. Tell me how this message has encouraged you. Also, if you like to watch more videos that encourage you and that remind you that God is not just merciful, but God is able to do beyond anything you can ever imagine, please subscribe to this channel. Simply click the subscribe button and get subscribed to this channel today. It is completely free of charge. You don't have to pay anything to subscribe to this channel. So click that subscribe button. Also, do not forget to click the notification button so you'll be notified as soon as I update. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. Also, please share this video with everyone. We all need to embrace change in order to let God manifest those things that we have been praying for. Change is very important because that is where God reigns supreme. Share this video and motivate someone, encourage them, and remind them that God is limitless. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. Thank you for giving me your time. I have a playlist in the description of this video. Go watch the videos in that playlist, drop a comment on each of those videos, and tell me how they have helped you. Wherever you are, whatever you do, let your light so shine. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Please subscribe, click the notification button, like this channel, share our videos, and follow us on social media. Thank you very much.